I'm here to give you a break from the political news, 'cause you deserve it. We all do. It's Comics and Shots, a completely improvised, semi-comedic musing by Howard Stern's Mick the Nerd, aka YouTube and TikTok's Mick the Man, aka Mick the Maverick, aka someone who loves everyone in the LGBTQ plus community. We need that love right now. Today's subject, the new-ish Punisher. Kind of a random slide choice from what is happening in the news, but that's what we need right now, and I'm just going to focus on comics. Just to feel good in these trying times. So yeah, let's talk the new guy, Joe Garrison. The name is kind of like a pun. Garrison's like a tower, I think, castle. So that's fun. That's like the similarity. And I read a bit of the guy's origin. From last year, the new Punisher. It was a 4-issue miniseries. It has not continued. And people are pretty divided on it. People are very divided on it. For a lot of reasons. For me, the big kicker is his origin is exactly the same as Frank Castle's, barring the way he was trained. Family man whose family is murdered by some guy and then he goes on a murder spree. It's literally the exact same origin. Literally the same. But they just happen to have never met each other. Now, in a cosmic sense, it's fitting, because that is what the Punisher is, if you think about it. A random guy with military training whose family gets killed and then, goes on revenge. But it's also like, didn't you think this was going to be like a legacy character or something? Like he was trained by Frank or a relative of Frank or something. Instead, he's just some random guy who has similar combat abilities and a costume that kinda sorta looks like Frank's suit. It's all just a weird coincidence that another Punisher just happens to show up. Like with Miles Morales, at least, he was bitten by the same spider that bit Peter in his universe. Like, Joe Garrison is just a guy whose family was murdered, and he has armor that kind of looks like a skull, similar to the Punisher, and now people are calling him the Punisher. Yeah. Really? Really? Was, like, I know people were conflicted on classic Punisher Frank Castle, because, it got to the point where we made him sort of a supervillain. And then he ended up going to another magical land to save children. That's canon. Yeah, but I feel like this is one of the weirdest types of replacement characters I've ever seen. Sometimes you see that happening, like in Tom Taylor's Suicide Squad run, there was this one like cyborg character that the next writer, Robbie Thompson, wanted to use in his run. But there's no way that would have made sense, so he just made up a new character. And that was okay, because, Culebra was replacing, like, a minor character. Joe Garrison, however, is replacing one of Marvel's most famous and iconic anti-heroes. And that's just, it's a little odd. But what's probably the nicest thing about people complaining about Joe Garrison? He's white! So we know nothing about the complaints are racist for once. Oh, isn't that refreshing? People complaining about a legacy character specifically because of who he is rather than what he is. Isn't that just nice for once? That is so nice. So nice. If they replaced Frank with a black guy, we'd have different complaints. Right now, it's just complaints about how he's like a poor man's version of Frank. If we had a black Punisher, it would just be mostly racist stuff and people trying to say, "Oh, so I'm racist because of I didn't think that before you said that." but you brought it up. I didn't even call you racist when you were complaining about it in this hypothetical alternate universe where they replace Frank Castle with a black successor. Yeah. You could picture that. You can picture that happening in an alternate universe. Yeah. But yeah, people are complaining about Joe because of who he is and how he's just basically just accidentally the Punisher, essentially. That's his yeah. He didn't even find like his old suit. It's his suit, his shield suit. Oh, it's so weird. What do you think about this whole thing, the Punisher thing? Yeah. And just this. Try to take your mind off of everything else. And know that Mickey loves you. Know that Mickey loves you. With that, like, comment, and subscribe. Donate if you're feeling nice. Share it with a bear. And always remember, praise be to the blood elk, fear the Stabopotamus, and death to Kronos. We'll all get through this. Together. Have a night, folks. And I love you.